Hello and welcome to another update video about Polygon MATIC. It's been a while since I've made my last MATIC video and yeah, it's time to give an update really. So as you might remember from my last video, there are really two alternatives that we look here at, and I tell you my primary one as well that I primarily follow. So the first one that we look at here is this possibility that throughout this whole move up that actually started back in July 21, we have seen here a wave structure, a 5-wave structure in, maybe like a diagonal wave structure as per the Elliott Wave method, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, where it doesn't really matter if the wave 4 overlaps the wave 1. There was another alternative, a very bullish one, where we saw here a series of 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 waves, which basically then will lead to a very bullish foundation and a good foundation, basically, because it means when you open up all these 1, 2s, you have to close them as well. You have, for each of them, you have a 5-wave structure and they all would go up, and that would be super bullish. But in the end, we broke here. That was when I warned you that we could break to the downside here, especially as we had a lower high here. That was basically to some degree invalidated. It's still possible we could do that, but I think more likely than the 1, 2s is that you have something like a diagonal pattern, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we actually started our wave A, B, and we are now completing the wave C, or have completed it already. Overall, throughout this whole move, we have hit all the target areas here. We hit the wave 4, we hit here the wave A, we hit the wave B target area. So that could have all been traded. I made you aware we had the buy and sell orders here as well. And then currently some of the buy orders triggered in this range. But overall, we are now here heading down, in my view, here in this wave C. So this could theoretically, in this scenario, be completed now, because what you did, you basically did your diagonal, had your ABC, and you have a nice, you could interpret a 5-wave structure into this here, and that could have completed the wave C. Now, I told you in this scenario that we could already be on our wave way up. We have the 200-day moving average here, really, which is not too respected, to be honest. The bulls and the bears are still fighting around this area, and what we saw here is a potential. You could potentially interpret a 5-wave structure into this, because you need the 5 waves to get out of this, to start with a new bull run. I gave you this target area in the last video here, which was based on the assumption that all of this could be a wave 1 and that we are then going to see the wave 2. So I gave you the target area that was sitting between, again, the 88.7 Fib level at 140 and the $161 level at the 0.618 Fib level. And what did we do? We did reach the target area again. So did hit it, at least the 0.618, the first one we did, and now we're already moving up higher again, but we haven't yet made a higher high. And there we get to why I'm still skeptical about all of this, because while you have here an uptrend, so this is important, as long as we stay above this ascending trend line, you can obviously trade this or whatever, can trade pullbacks, this is all possible. I personally don't have a big trust in this structure. And again, it looks so much like an ABC, like typically an ABC would look like. So yes, you can interpret into this a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but much more. This for me looks like a 3-wave structure, where you could now potentially be beginning your wave 1, 2, and then you have another wave 3 down, a wave 4 up, and a wave 5 down. This is possible. Again, tipping point. So many cryptos are currently at a tipping point. Yes, the low could already be in, and I think the current prices are very attractive still, even though we're now moving higher. So obviously I gave you the target area. That 161 level was certainly a potential buying opportunity here. But again, for all channel members who want to follow me with my buy orders, I've got them set anyway. I think, I can't even remember where they are at the moment. They are triggering when they are reached. And that takes me to the second scenario as well, which I would actually prefer, where we have actually a different structure. So basically we would, based on that, see all of this here. So obviously we had the all-time high back here, then an all-time high. Then we move down in a wave A, you have your wave B, and the wave C would come lower than the wave A. That is what I would expect. And all you're doing here at the moment might just be here 1, 2, 3. No, this is something different. You could also here have an ABC within that wave C. That's absolutely possible. You see these structures regularly. But in the end, well, I can only tell you that this looks very corrective still. And that the ideal scenario, just the cleanest scenario, what I think Polygon MATIC might need, is that we are going to land really in this lower target area. And that is very low. Yes, I know. And it might not sound realistic, but it is sitting here between 30 and 60 cents. Yeah, it is below that wave A, and we might have to get there. I'm honest with you, that is what I think. Sounds crazy. That is my primary scenario still for Polygon MATIC. It is not like, you know, this is 80% probability and the other one is 20. No, it's more like maybe 55, 60 to the downside, and maybe 40% that we've already seen the low. Even in this scenario, we could come down a little bit lower. Yeah, a key level of support is here the $1 level. I mean, I'm quite confident that we are at least going to see the $1 level. Yeah, from here the bulls have another chance to start. The reason is that this doesn't look too bullish yet. Okay, but people can trade it, of course. We've got here an ascending trend line, but it's nothing where I would put my trust in that I say, all right, from here we go to new all-time highs. Personally, not how it's looking at the moment, okay? But so far, you know, that target area was met, and it is very interesting to see now what's happening next, because this is really key. You know, do we now make a higher high and break above the 50-day moving average? I think then we can be more confident we're actually gonna have some more space, maybe even go again into the all-time high area, you know, to 292, something like that. Yeah, I think that would be possible, or at least here to the previous high at 245. So I think there is space, and if we look at the indicators, there is space. Yeah, you can move higher from here. I mean, here on the 4-day chart, for example, you are just below the bullish range, but there is space to move higher in a corrective move. It doesn't look to me really like the low is already in, but you know, it could be. It could be. Therefore, I think carefully starting to dollar cost average in at the current price level is not a mistake. I'm doing that, yeah, knowing that we could drop lower. But even if we drop lower, we are going to turn around, and then we should see much higher prices. And that could be in the area around $4, $5 for Polygon MATIC. Generally looking at what the indicators are saying, the longer term ones here, the weekly one is actually still in the bullish range on the RSI. It has actually never dropped below it really. And also the MACD is turning into the bullish direction again. That is positive. Yeah, so there is more space to the upside. But again, looking purely at the price action itself, what it did throughout here, it just doesn't look great. Yeah, it just doesn't. It's got a very unique chart compared to some other cryptos. It looks different, yeah. And even here on the daily, we're currently getting back in the bullish range on the RSI, and also the MACD is turning again more bullish, more buying pressure. So yeah, I mean, as I said, the low could be in, but I don't think it is. Primarily, I do expect a further move down, at least to $1. Ideally, actually below 60 cents, but I understand it sounds very unrealistic at the moment. Let's see if we're going to get there. I think, nevertheless, we are at fairly attractive price levels at the moment. So careful beginning with dollar cost averaging in is probably not bad. No financial advice. That's what I think, what I do personally. But this doesn't really look too bullish yet. All right, so hopefully you liked the update about MATIC. If you did, please smash the like button and subscribe. And if you really like the content, maybe join as a channel member, where you can get access to Discord, Telegram, and a weekly live stream. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.